Alright, I haven't really done one of these in a minute. I'm kind of under the weather right now. Sound pretty nasally and gross. Been coughing a lot, sneezing a lot, snotting everywhere. Especially on this training session, I did not feel good on this first one. It's like a different type of sick. It was like more nauseous than congested like I am now, but try and see if I can raw dog a 15-minute commentary for the first video back in a while. I want to start trying to do these like weekly instead of the day. I don't know even what I was trying to do before. It was like sort of daily, sort of like a couple sessions molded together. I don't know. I'd rather just record everything that's like worth reporting, worth watching, worth talking about throughout the week, and then wrapping those all up at the end, talking about them a little bit. Been leaning into the clean and jerk quite a bit lately. It's kind of like the main lift that I'm pushing. I do snatch a very little bit in this video this past week, and the program that I've been putting together that I'll run next week will have some snatch in it, so hopefully that goes well. I think my biggest issue has either been wanting to snatch way too heavy or feeling like I had a deadline such as a meet and then getting like anxiety about it and loading it too heavy and then having a shitty lifting day, shitty snatch session or something, and then getting more mad and just kind of like ruining my relationship with the lift and ruining my shoulders. So a little bit of snatch that I've done recently has actually felt pretty good, so hopefully that'll keep up. That was a 285 clean and jerk. I'm trying that Ilya timing out, and that Dylan Cooper timing. So it's like clean, don't even breathe, just keep the same breath that you did from breaking the floor. Let that oscillation go like 1, 2, and then on the third dip of the bar oscillation down, that's when you start the dip and drive. And I really like that a lot so far. I tried it again on the power clean and jerk day that wraps up this video, but I was kind of complexing it, so it got a little bit messy. But I'm going to try and keep that up because it feels really good. Sometimes I get in my head way too much with snatch and clean and jerk, so if I can kind of get out of my head by just going fast, then that should be the right route to take. Jerk's getting a little more dialed. It's still kind of messy. That 285 honestly looked pretty decent, and then there will be a 275 power clean and then classic jerk at the end of this video that felt pretty crisp too. I've had some issues with fixation and like soft elbows of late, past a couple years, but I think that's really just a timing issue. I don't think it has anything to do with like pressing strength or anything, because for me pressing strength is like basically at an all-time high right now. And throughout my training career, there's been like lots of ebbs and flows in my upper body training, especially with pressing. I mean, pulling has kind of always stayed a constant. Always kind of spam chins and pull-ups. Excuse this really poor editing. I think this is the only like major fuck up in the whole video. I forgot to end the video, and then I like went and sat down, so I'm like throwing the camera around and shit. But yeah, anyway, I think the soft elbows and the fixation is a timing issue, and I think I'm starting to dial that timing in a little bit better with that like faster dip and drive and just the more confident, aggressive, assertive lifting. So that has felt pretty good so far, and I honestly think learning that and feeling that in the clean and jerk has helped in the snatch. So I tried to squat after doing those clean and jerks that you just saw, and this weird rib, this like posterior rib injury, kind of like deep to my lat, has been flaring up and feels really shitty with like any axial load that's like peri 300. So I guess I shouldn't say axial load, like any like front or back squat really, because the deadlift actually feels pretty good. This is a 455 pause deadlift, and this felt so easy. I haven't deadlifted heavy in a while. It's been a couple weeks because a little over a month ago I fucked up my back so bad doing RDLs for the first time in years. That was the first time I fucked up my back in years. That was really, really bad. That was like call out of work and don't move from, like, eat in bed. Have Chelsea bring me food in bed and eat laying down, and that was a fucking nightmare. So I took it a little bit easy with deadlift since then, but that 455 pause was so easy. I feel like I'm good for like 485, 495 pause. And then I backed down to 425 for 2 sets of 5 afterwards. And I mean, it's only 11 total reps. It felt fine, and nothing was like super slow. Everything looks pretty like submaximal. And it was kind of where I wanted to leave it. And I thought I kind of trained in that like happy medium of like stimulate but don't annihilate, and I just felt like I got a good stimulus in, but I didn't kill myself. But I was destroyed for the next, I was like rendered useless training wise for the next at least 48 hours. And I guess I'll move my deadlift to the end of the week so that it doesn't, I mean, it's still going to destroy me, but so that it doesn't interfere with my training. But yeah, man, I couldn't do anything. I felt fine like the rest of this training day here, but you'll see in the bench clips after this, I can like barely get up. I'm like, I couldn't really, not that I can arch a lot on the bench, but I like couldn't lay all the way down. I have to like use a lot of momentum and get up really gingerly. But yeah, I'll have to adjust that as needed. But throw an overhead press back in, that feels good. General pressing feels awesome. Just overhead press with the barbell, and then I'm also doing some incline bench each week, but I'm probably not going to record that because it's not really any point. Sorry, I had to take a drink. I haven't had any kind of like coughing fit or anything throughout this video so far, so that's pretty good. About halfway through, so hopefully I can keep that going. This is just regular old, not very deliberately paused bench. 255 for 3. It was sort of like a giant set, but yeah, this is what I mean. I like can't get up. I'm like an old fuck because of how much that deadlift session beat out my back. But that's what happens when your deadlift conditioning is low. See, I'm like grabbing the bar by like putting a hand on my knee. I'm like bracing it so gingerly. So that previous day I just did bench and chin-ups. That's all. I hit it really hard. It was a good pump, a good like little upper body session. But this day I'm just kind of trying to move around with the snatch a little bit, and that like extra couple inches of range of motion that I kind of found overhead right there is something that takes a really long time of me not doing any snatches, probably like 4 to 6 months of me not doing any snatches in order to comfortably regain that range of motion. But I guess I should disclaim like a pretty important caveat there that I previously have programmed and done snatches like an idiot, so I'm trying to be more realistic and maintain a little more longevity there. And I honestly think that that's going to end up with a major PR. Like, there's no reason with somebody with my level of strength to not be able to snatch like anywhere from 110 to 120 kilos plus. So I just need to dial some stuff in, become more confident, fix my timing and technique, because I think that was leading to injury. It was so bad. My inability to fixate the bar confidently overhead and catching it at a point where it was already on the way down, or just catching it at the wrong time. It was really fucking my shoulders up so bad. But this entire snatch session was painless, so I don't care what was on the bar at all. I don't care what kind of variant I was doing. It felt awesome. There was no pain, and that's fucking sick, because I don't think that snatches felt like that since I was in college in like probably 2018, 2019, something like that. So yeah, I was super, super stoked about how this felt. Even though in this video my back is so fucking cooked. Like I probably shouldn't have done any of this, but I actually felt pretty this was on either Wednesday or Thursday. Yeah, this was on Wednesday. I took Thursday off, and then I just trained today, which is Friday. And it took until today for me to not feel like my back was blown to bits. So that was 4 whole days. But anyway, got 80 kilos on the bar here. It was kind of a messy, like, thrower, like, football player power snatch, but I'll take it, man. The timing is not the best, but it's okay. I'll try to dial that in a little bit more. If you want to catch a power snatch in the middle, you absolutely have to have the bar more behind your head. If you're somebody who catches the bar, receives the bar in the snatch, like, basically directly overhead, if you're like me and you have terrible shoulders, or if, like, given your limb lengths, that's just something that works, then you know, that's going to determine where you catch the bar overhead. But I've never really been able to blast out, like, a true solid, like, ride the line power snatch, and that would be kind of a cool little revelation to come to. But you really have to be at a point where your shoulder stability and basically shoulder health is closer in magnitude to your leg strength, and that's just absolutely not the case for me. So hopefully I can dial those a little bit closer. But anyway, this is 185 for power snatch. I haven't power snatched 185 in years. Ironically, probably close to that time that I just talked about back in college when my shoulders were a little more healthy. So power snatch plus overhead squat at 185, I will absolutely take that. I think that bottom position feels comfortable. I didn't mean to run this back, but it's being run back, so that's fine because I'm kind of still talking about it anyway. That right there, that Paul's overhead squat feels better than it has in a long, long time. And it's with a lot more weight than I would usually return to right away. I'd probably, like, bitch out and do something like 115 pounds or like 70 kilos, 155, something like that. But I didn't do that this time, so it feels very, very good. It's obviously just a combination of taking the appropriate amount of time off and getting rest. Wow, that was a terrible power jerk. Taking the right amount of time off, continuing to generally strengthen the tissues around it, and not necessarily with rehab, not to say that wouldn't work, but strengthening the tissues around it and being smart and listening to my body. So hopefully I can maintain a better job of doing that in the future. This complex here was supposed to be power clean, power jerk. I really wanted to bang out this 265 right here, but I didn't at all. This beat me down so bad. I just couldn't dial that power jerk in. The power clean, honestly, on some of these, this one in particular that I just did, was really rough. Decent clean there. I fucked up the timing that I was talking about in the very beginning of the video. So I was just, like, in my head, and then that's, like, the most pathetic, terrible attempt at a power jerk I've probably ever done. I think I called it on the power jerks after this. I don't know, actually. I think this is me retrying again, and I shouldn't have, but I did. Definitely better power clean that time. I really hope you can't hear me drinking this vitamin water right now, but you probably can. That's kind of gross. But trying to get through this whole 15 minutes, and I'm almost there. So that was actually a better attempt at a power jerk, but it was still pretty trash. I would really like to hit that complex with, like, 120 kilo, which I think off some rest I could, but it's something that's probably going to come towards the end of the week, so I got to fight through some fatigue in order to make it. But this was, after that 285 clean and jerk in the beginning of the week, this is probably the second best lift of the week. So 275 power clean plus jerk. Pretty okay. Timing was not bad. I'd say that jerk looks pretty comparable to that 285 clean and jerk earlier in the week, so not too terrible. I think I, like, forgot to check that the camera was on or something, and this is pretty much it. What is this, 295? I think 275 295. Oh no, this is 285. So yeah, 285 clean. The most I've ever power cleaned is 300 from the high hang. So I'm not in the kind of shape to PR something like that right now. And this clean miss at the end is kind of funny because with as much as I'm front squatting lately, I really shouldn't be missing a 300-pound clean. But that's all I got for this week, man. I'm going to hit training so hard next week. I was able to squat right after this power clean, so should be good. See you guys then.